welcome to cEDH Budget Brews. I'm joined by Mormonator from the MTG Marketplace and Mr. Jite Lover himself, Jamasian Dude. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing tired.
You're tired.
Very tired.
And you're doing good? Your dog's barking, Sean?
Actually, they're not. That is shocking.
Oh, really? You did. Never mind. Anyway, we're answering a question from the Ask a Spike Q&A form. And tonight's question is, what is the hardest lesson to... It comes to us from Elemental Whisper. Hey, Jake. What is the hardest lesson to learn when learning to play cEDH coming from regular EDH? Do we have any takers?
Sure.
I can. Okay,
go for it. Go for it. No, go, Josh. Go.
All right. This was something that just suddenly came to mind in the past 30 seconds while I was looking at the question, and I think I don't wish this upon anyone, but I think a lot of new cEDH players' experience will be similar to my own, and that's that you are going to lose a lot. And that might be something really hard for people that are coming from EDH, just like a normal casual kitchen table environment. They may not like that idea a lot. They're going to lose a lot. You're going to be up against people who know their decks very well, who have been playing for a long time, and you just might honestly not win. My own experience, when I first started playing competitive EDH back in, I want to say maybe 2013, the meta was very different. And my only contribution to the meta was I was able to put together a very simple Niv Mizzet Firemind control list off like Curiosity and stuff like that. It was a very different time. And I did not win. I think I went almost 4 to 5 months of playing regularly without winning, just because I had no knowledge. I never played normal EDH, by the way. My jump was literally from 60 card into competitive EDH, so I had to learn the legacy format from the bottom up, and I lost so much. And I remember my first win, I was actually shaking with adrenaline because they weren't grilling me, but they wanted to make sure that I had finally reached that point where I understood every step of my combo, how I was going to win, how I was going to assemble it, that I had prepared counter magic and things like that.
Right.
The win con was terrible, by the way. The win con was like dream halls into Enter the Infinite. And the good old days before things got really crazy. So I think that is a lesson that you have to learn to lose and not to let it bother you too much, because you are in a format where you're only going to be winning maybe like 25% of the time.
Right, reasonably.
That is very true. Like that 25% mark.
Yeah,
is very true. Like, I think I agree. Like, you need to lose gracefully. Don't be salty when you lose. Just take your beats and move on. I think I like that. I like that a lot.
And what's your thought on that question, Sean?
I was thinking threat assessments, just reps. Just keep making bad plays. Hopefully someone will be there to guide you through those bad plays, and eventually you'll get better. And don't be afraid to play better people. Don't shy away saying, oh, you always beat me up, so I'm not going to play against you. Like, no, I started that way. Like, I would never play against certain people who I would never win a game against.
Right.
I was like, no, I don't want to play against you. Like, I want to build my confidence in the softer pods, then come to the better pods. And you can do that if you're like super competitive, but just lose gracefully and just keep playing. I guess my biggest thing is keep playing the same deck. Don't jump from deck to deck. Play one deck until you know the ins and out of it completely. Like, I think when I started, it was like, oh, what is your play style? And if you really don't know your play style, like, just started from standard, and you normally play Magic, you know what you like, I think.
Right.
Is that for everybody? Like, you kind of know what you like. Either you like I want to always turn my creatures sideways, or I want to leave mana up, or I want to do weird things that I get my opponent to tap out, then I win. Like
Right.
just weird things. And if you know what you like, just stick to that strategy until you master that strategy and branch out. I
Yeah.
think that's my big thing.
Yeah. So for me, the thing that I don't know if it was necessary. Well, it was kind of the hardest lesson to learn for me as well. And I see it very repetitively when dealing with newer players is very, like, they want to play cEDH, but they also don't want to, like, let go of certain ideologies that they had before they started playing cEDH. And some of those it's one of those things that's like you have to unlearn them and then relearn them in a lot of instances. A big one is with deck selection. People always want to come in. They always want to brew their own cEDH deck. They want to play their own cEDH deck. They don't want to play like whatever the established win cons are. They, and that's very much a holdover from casual, where the deck building is very much an expression of yourself and what you want. Whereas what I tend to find in cEDH is that while that is a thing and a lot of people do have that, it's very much a skill that you acquire later after you have kind of learned your fundamentals. Like you have to learn how to do three layups before you can learn how to dunk, right? Everybody wants to come in dunking. And it's like, no, you got to learn how to dribble, boss, first. Then we can teach you how to do layups and free throws, and then you can learn how to dunk. And there can always be a lot of resistance to that too, like especially on both sides, because a lot of times established players are just like, play consult, scrub, and then you get that visceral reaction. But at the same time, there's that visceral reaction when arguably consult in and of itself is the most optimal win con in blue and black XXX. And there's very little reason to not play it in those colors. There are exceptions. But to go in realizing that you're not, like, while this is still the same card pool, the enjoyment comes from something different. So if you're wanting to get into it, maybe think about what you're getting into. Because a lot of the enjoyment in cEDH, at least for me, is optimization. And yes, sometimes you play squirrely cards, but you play them with intent and with purpose and for a reason. And navigating to that win, even if it's the same win every game, the interaction, the navigating to that end result changes and different, and is where the enjoyment, the cutting the shit while you're doing it, maybe like a little cloak and dagger kind of subterfuge, telling Sean, oh, I ain't got shit, and I got 19 cards in hand, and you tell him, I'll show you my whole hand, I don't care. And then he buys it, and then, you win, fall, and win. But then sometimes you show him your hand and you don't have it, so it's just enough to put a little doubt in his head.
The silver tongue game, yes.
Yes, I can be reasonably good at it. I don't know. Any other thoughts on this?
I believe we covered it well, unless Josh wanted to input anything.
I mean, I feel like I could rant about this topic for hours.
Keep ranting. We're good. Keep going.
No, I won't.
Keep going.
Just because it is a very different experience coming from normal EDH, even a more optimized world of EDH and coming to cEDH. There is still a little bit of like a jump to be made.
Yeah.
For example, you can optimize just about every deck imaginable. and you can optimize any strategy that you want. That still might not be an actual experience that you've had in cEDH. So once again, like I said, I could go on and on. I don't want to, because I don't want this to be an hour-long video, nor do I want it to be just me talking.
It doesn't have to be an hour long. Just, throw another point out. We'll do another question.
I feel like, Timmy, you mentioned it very well. People kind of come in with this this mindset of not really wanting to give up certain things that they had when they were playing casual EDH. And so I feel like when you come to cEDH, you do have to be a little bit humble. Like, people are going to tell you maybe things that you did wrong. People are going to accuse you of having bad threat assessment. And sometimes it might be mind play, just, them trying to redirect attention away from themselves, when in reality they do have the win in their hand. Just like we talked about, we have 19 cards. Or sometimes it is actually them just trying to give you a learning opportunity and, mentioning things that you need to improve on, and especially with card choices. And so I feel like when you come into this format, just, be prepared that everything you do is going to be under a small level of scrutiny.
Right.
Maybe you'll find a group of people that are just playing very casual cEDH and that they don't really care. They just want you to be playing well. But I feel like the more you get involved in the community, it is a community format. Like, we are we are a big family in a way, where like a lot of us know each other. A lot of us have played with each other.
We all bicker like family.
Yeah, we all bicker we bicker so much.
Oh my God.
Wars, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I don't even know.
So you're taking a step into like a much larger world than your kitchen table.
Right.
And there's a connotation that comes from that.
There is. All right.
I
Sean?
agree with this.